Hi, this is Zach Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 30th of October. Starting off with the S&P, which has made a good attempt actually to get up to the top of the channel there, heading for 7,000. We've been looking for that as the end of November target, and obviously the market giving it a good go in terms of making it the end of October target. Probably won't get there, but you never know. We've had two unfilled gaps to the upside, so very strong market so far, despite yesterday's price action. But we're looking for 7,000 in coming days or weeks, especially while we're above the initial resistance there for October around 67.80. The Nasdaq 100 is next, and here you can see that we managed to hit the top of the first channel there, which was the main channel from back in April. Obviously, it's a miracle that we got up there. It was obviously not expected. Most people were rug pulled with the initial tariff scare, where Trump always chickens out, but we only found that out after he actually announced that. The January resistance line projection heading towards 27,000. We're looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the initial October resistance, 25,300, which hopefully will pan out given the way that we've had multiple RSI rebounds above the neutral 50 level over the recent past. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with AxoGen. Here you can see that we've gapped up through resistance, which normally delivers further upside, even for just on a temporary basis. See, they've got a rising trend channel there from back in April, on the top of the channel there, heading for the $30 zone. Looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the old February resistance around $21. So hopefully a reasonably straightforward setup there. On to Fly E, and here after the rug was certainly pulled in August, we see the shares trying to regroup. Rising trend channel base there, heading for $2.20. Looking at that by the end of next month, while we're above the floor of the channel in the 50-day line, around the 67 cents level. RSI's pushed through neutral 50 as well, so this may have some legs, especially given the way that we've actually just pushed through that 50-day line. Basically as if it wasn't there. So that's normally quite a good sign. It's also rising as well. On to Pump, which is otherwise known as ProPetro, and here two unfilled gaps to the upside. The only thing here now is we're just trying to see how far we can actually go. So looking for the $13 area in coming days and maybe weeks, maybe the next couple of weeks, while we're on the right side of the recent broken resistance around $9.50. In fact, any dips towards that zone currently regarded as a buying opportunity given the strength of the turnaround, which is actually a bear trap island reversal because we gapped down in July and then gapped up now. So, in fact, after the first gap up around the $7.30 level, that was actually the signal to go in purely on the basis of that setup. Processa is next, and here another rising trend channel base. Top of the channel there, heading for the 61 cents level. And we're looking at that while we're above the 200-day line there at 33 cents. So some people might find that an attractive setup, especially given that it's a second time lucky. So the people who, desperados who sold out the first time, may have now already been flushed out. Interesting ticker code or epic code for, ticker code probably for the Americans on ProFac. And here you can see that we've got rising trend channel base, making good ground within, trying to break through to the top of that gap there up to the $6.20 area, which is also the area of the 200-day moving average. That's our initial target there in coming days. Best case by, I suppose the first half of next month up to $7.16, which is the top of that channel. And looking for the upside while we're above $4.50, which was recent broken resistance. I think we covered the next stock one or two times before, Roadzen, and here it's interesting we've got this rising trend channel base, top of the channel there, heading for $2.20. We're looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above recent broken resistance, $1.50. RSI bouncing above neutral 50, so that is a strong sign of positive momentum for those shares. Stock, which I don't think we looked at before, is Teradyne, and here you can see that actually we have, because we've got a rising trend channel which has been broken around the $150 level. Next level up is up to $200 plus, which is the upper parallel of that rising trend channel base from January. The other point to note is that so far since this month we've had RSI bounces at 50 and a higher, which that sort of corrugated trace there, normally a great sign of strength, especially as we've had a gap higher through, unfilled gap higher through resistance by quite some distance. Moving on to the last three, and the first one is Uni-Fuels, and here potentially got a source of type of rebound here. We've got recent neckline resistance broken around the $1.20 level, and above that looking for at least the floor of the gap there, up to $2.10 over the next month or even sooner, given that it looks like quite a nice turnaround. If you're a fan of the shares looking for the best case scenario, that would be up to $4, which is the top of that falling trend channel from back in April. Moving along to Vsee, and here you can see that we managed to break above the 200-day line there at $1.13 above that. Looking for a retest of $2.30, the top of that broadening triangle there from June, and backed by that RSI rebound, which looks quite keen at the moment in terms of driving the shares higher. Finishing off with Olympic Steel, and here another broadening triangle, and top of the triangle there up to $40. I suppose we've got extra resistance or an extra target there, a new target there at $43, but initially we're going for 40, while we're above recent broken resistance around 35.60. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.